Frank Sepe for Muscle and Fitness. I am here with Military Fitness podcast, Fit to Serve, with Robert Wilkins, and our guest today. You might recognize this gentleman, Charjo Grant. Right? And this is our second interview, right, Rob? With our
Charjo. We're following up with Charjo. So first of all, hi everyone, Happy New Year. Glad that we're with you. We're wishing you all happiness, prosperity, and good health in 2023. Thanks for following us. Frank put this together recently, probably 3 months ago, and we got over 1 million views already over our podcast. So we really appreciate it. Thanks to meeting a lot of you at the Olympia. We had a great time at the Olympia, shaking hands and all, but Frank got really sick. Somebody got him really sick transition, but hey Charjo.
What's going on, guys?
Congratulations. Like, for those who don't know, Charjo Grant made the biggest improvement from anyone in the entire competition, going from 12th in men's physique in 2021 to 4th in 2022. Yeah. And Charjo, congratulations. This is while being full-time employed with the United States Army and the military there. So Charjo, congratulations, and tell us how you did it.
Hey, thank you. It's truly an honor. How I did it, just the same as I told you in the last interview. I prioritize what I need to do. I make sure I get it done, and I give it the best that I can. So we were able to get in there, and we were in a better spot, just like how you mentioned on previous interviews. You said, hey, you know, what happens when Charjo is not in school or whatever the case may be and have a lot of stress on him? What could he possibly do? Could he possibly move up? And that's exactly what happened. We had no stress coming in at the beginning. We looked amazing, the very best we've ever looked. We knew we had something special, and then we just went into the show. And we had some slight tragedy like a few days before the O, but we were able to pull ourselves together and fight through and still finish strong.
So there is something special about you to do what you did, because, you know, having some hardships, your wife is also having a baby, you still were working. What was it that you think? Was it just your drive to improve? Was it the focus? And you keep saying we, so that means you have a team around you. So what was it that your team did to help you really zone in and become the 4th rated men's physique
in the world?
In the world, yes.
In the world.
Yeah. Well, when I speak
you can smile, Charjo. Let it go. You can smile. Let it go.
All right. Enjoy it.
When I speak of my team, you know, first of all, I'm a man of faith. So I already got God on my side. So he's on my team. I got my wife. I got my coach, Omar Ventura. I got my trainer, Dwayne Turner. Those are my main squad right there that keep everything together. So that's how I'm able to you know, adjust to life's battles when it comes at me, especially in those type of situations. I huddle up with them. You know, I say what's on my mind. They talk to me, and we figure it out. And above all, I just have faith that it's going to work out.
If you look at the Mr. Olympia men's physique division, every year it gets more and more difficult because you have top people internationally coming into the show.
Yeah.
And some of these guys are hard as nails. They come in, they just have next level conditioning. You have, I don't know how many pro cards a year going from the universe to USA. There's got to be 100 pro cards plus of men's physique coming in. The turnover is extraordinary. So for you to go from 12th to 4th in that division just speaks volumes to how good you are, because, like, you know, look at Brandon Hendrickson came in 2nd. He didn't look any worse than he did the previous year. You know, Aaron Banks looked great. You know, you to jump, you know, 8 spots into that is just amazing. What did you see as far as in your physique from the previous year to this year? What do you see as, like, you know, the biggest progress or biggest development in your physique?
Well, actually, I don't know if there's a biggest, but I know I've identified 3 things that, you know, I could significantly see the change from last year to this year. First, they wanted me to have a fuller chest, hammered chest all year long. They wanted me to have denser muscle bellies in my back. So we worked our back all year long as well. And it's always a condition game. So I wanted to make sure that I had the very best condition that I could possibly have. I've been known to have some great conditioning, but I wanted to challenge myself to get even better. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we were able to do it. So with those three things, between the improvements that I've shown them, they see me on stage and they say, "Oh shoot, he has improved. Look at his chest. It's different from last year. Look at his back. His back is bigger than last year. It got more detail, and he is shredded. The condition is there." So I think those three things really put me on it.
There's a lot of conflicting information on with men's physique and how they build their chests. So a lot of people swear by the bench press, and a lot of people are like, I'm not, you shouldn't bench press or this or that. Did you do the fundamentals, compound movements? Like, what did you do to bring your chest up?
I did a lot of cables with mine, because my issue with my chest was, I mean, I was always strong. I could bench over 315, you know, double rep sets and stuff like that, but it just wouldn't grow. I was strong, but I had to figure out that, hey, I didn't have the right muscle mind connection with my chest in order for it to contract and grow. So that's what the issue was. And when I started using the cables, I really was able to find that connection that I was missing in the pec areas.
It's interesting because I did a video shoot about 5, 6 years ago with Big Ramy, and at the time, I believe George Farah was training him, and Ramy's absolutely huge, you know, huge guy. But they were doing some movements that were very little weight, but a lot of squeezing, a lot of like, you know, plyometric, a lot of, you know, contraction exercise, which is interesting. And you never would think, because whenever people see big guys, like, oh, they got to bench like 500-600 pounds. But he was like doing these isometric squeezes and everything else to do that. So like I like to hear that, because you have to have that mind body connection with the exercises, because if you just go through the motions, you're not getting 100% out of the exercises.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I also used a lot of fly movements, you know, just coming across, really contracting the top pec and just squeezing through. That helped me, and I had to exhaust it like pretty good before we even could really get the start to breaking it down, because if you can't feel it, then your mind won't go there. So sometimes I would see, like, you know, trainers, when they train you, they'll kind of like put their finger on where they think where they want to, you know, hit, and your mind goes there. I don't know how it works, but it works. It's been proven over decades of bodybuilding. You touch it,
you're right.
There.
We joke around, but we call it the Tibetan method. So my training partner, Don Saladino, was doing leg extensions, and he's like, I'm like, do you want me to redistribute that pain? I punch him in the shoulder. I said, now you don't feel your legs.
And so, Charjo, besides that, did you do anything different with your diet? Because, you know, the training is so important, but as many people say, to get as shredded as you got, to have that peeled skin like that, I would assume there was something that you may have done different with your nutrient intake, with your food. But is there any secrets that maybe you can share with us, that maybe lessons you learned last year that you applied this year?
Well, we pretty much lock in on my program. We've done a ton of shows. We've got a lot of data. So my diet didn't change as far as getting shredded. I actually have been known around my friends. They call me the magician, because, you know, I'll be like this chubby guy, and then next thing you know, boom, I'm shredded. But I'm like Houdini or anything. It just takes my body a little bit longer to click, but once it catches, it goes really fast. So they say I can get shredded in 4 or 5 weeks. No, I'm already working. Just my body caught up yet. But once I get down, I get pretty lean. And actually, this year was the leanest that I've ever been. I've been under 6% body fat. And I don't know what I was around the showtime, but I know 6 weeks out, I was already at under 6. So I have no idea. But we got started a little earlier on my cut. So we came in a little early, and that kind of set the tone for going into Olympia. When you're already ready and you're just marinating, your body just better and better. And that's exactly what happened to us.
What was the most memorable moment of the Olympia? Was it when they called out the top 5? Like, what was it for you?
Well, the most memorable moment for me was getting the first call out. That was something that I have been working for since I've been competing in the Olympia. You know, I haven't been competing in it long. It was only my third year. But I put this thing on me where I was like, here's a goal. I'm tired of having my parents or my family buy these finals tickets and I'm not in it.
Yeah.
So I set that in my head, and that drove me along in my prep. And when they called 22, it was like, oh my goodness. I shot out of there like a cannon. I recorded. I was like, just call my name, call my number, let's go. 22. And I was like, yes. And I shot out of there, and man, it was on. It's time to perform. Let's go. We made it.
Hey, Rob,
Yeah,
that's when you're
Charjo, knowing you for a while, you're a very humble, quiet guy. But when you got on that stage, I saw a different side of you. Like, I'm here to do damage. I'm not here to mess around. I'm here to take this title. So I thought, you know, first of all, for all those veterans and all those military people in the audience to see you there, it's like you're our highest ranking IFBB pro in the world. And to see you at that part, or that position in this world title, you know, it just made all of us proud. So we just think, you know, you showed us what's possible. And now I think there'll be more competitors who are active duty who will, because of your example, place higher and know that they can also achieve great things.
Right. Thank you. Like I said, I'm so grateful for where I'm at. And when I hit the stage, you're right. I am different. You know, it's like a killer instinct. You know, it's time to go. Lights on. I've been a sports guy, competed in sports my whole life. So, and I love to compete. So I know when it's time to go, it's time to turn it on. And I think that's where I had this thing where they're calling me the monster. And that's when he comes out. Because you can see it in my posing, because I'm very passionate in my posing, my facial expressions, throughout my posing routine. And when I'm on stage, I'm Charjo, but I'm someone else.
Charjo, you're talking about your family, you know,
you
can call out whatever. Isn't it funny how things change? Like, you're in the first call out, now they're like, you should have been better than 4th. Right? Like, why don't you make that first call out? Like,
I mean, absolutely, because you know your family supporters, they always want you to have the best. You know, and so as you move up, they want you to move higher. You know, and that's awesome. That's a great support system to have. Because, you know, as long as you have somebody in your corner like that, that's always pumping you, you know, and giving you the support that you need, then eventually you're going to make it.
Right. I think it's hard to be what you can't see. And now you've shown us all what you can be. And when I'm looking behind your left shoulder there, what is that behind you there?
That's 4th place.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the new Ronnie Coleman of the men's physique? Like, Ronnie was like, you know, 16th, 12th, and then he just, what, eight Olympias? So who knows, right?
Never know. And when I was 12th, 2 years in a row, I held that proudly, and I said it proudly. And 4th, and I'm saying it proudly.
Well, yeah, 12th the best in the world.
Yeah, that's
better
the
than
thing.
Olympia.
The world. I mean, that's just such a huge accomplishment. And I think it's almost hard to stop smiling, because you think about all the hardships when you first joined, you know, or first thought about competing in this division. What were your goals or aspirations? Did you think about even becoming in the top 10 of a Mr. Olympia physique competition?
Well, no, Olympia wasn't even, like, when I started, Olympia wasn't even on my mind. Like, remember I told you it was a mental thing for me why I joined bodybuilding. So once I got my pro card and we made it and we started placing very well and I started going to Olympia, I said, you know what? we may have a chance. You know, I don't know what my path is, but if I see a light, I'm going to go for it. And the light is looking very bright right now. So
Sure is.
you better believe I'm trying to shoot for the #1 spot.
Are you going to do the Arnold?
I'm not.
You,
So yeah, we're not going to do the Arnold because my son is going to be born that month.
Oh, wow.
So family first.
So listen to a couple of the people that you beat at the Olympia. You have Andre Ferguson, who won 17 IFBB Pro League shows. You have Ryan Terry, who's won a couple of Arnold's internationals, and he's placed set as far as second at the Olympia. Kyron Holden, a phenomenal physique in men's physique. So many good competitors here. I mean, you have about 55 guys that came in 16th. You know what I mean? Like, you just beat the who's who of of men's physique. You are just an example of of hard work, not only for military people, but just for IFBB Pro League fans. You should really, you deserve to smile and enjoy this one. I know you want to go back to work and the monster's going to come out, but enjoy this. I mean, it's an incredible journey.
I don't know if you noticed, but my cheeks are full right now. And that's eating good because we are growing. We got some feedback backstage where we needed to improve, and it wasn't much. So I'm getting after it because I'm a fighter, and like I said, I like to compete. And when they tell me what I need to do, I like to execute. And we are executing right now. So the next time I get on stage, I never like to get on stage looking the same, because I believe that the judges reward hard work. And if you don't have any improvements, then that shows no hard work. So when I'm in there, I'm grinding right now, because when I get on stage, I will look different. And those guys that you mentioned that I competed with, the who's who, those are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guys. And like I said, I'm honored to be in their presence every time, because those are guys that I was looking up to when I was coming up in the game. And I have much respect for a lot of those guys, and I guess it's my time now, and I accept that, and nothing changes. Those guys are still my boys. We still hang out or whatever and talk. But yeah, I guess I have arrived. I had a chip on my shoulder because during the predictions, nobody really mentioned me, and I really took that to heart because you noticeably see me changing, getting better. In the last 2 years, I was 12th in the world. You don't think I'm gonna break top 10 this year after you've seen the noticeable changes?
Yeah.
So it kind of went to like all right, are you guys not respecting me or what? That's how I put it in my mind. Because you got to set the battle in your mind. And once I set that battle in my mind, I'm all in. The monster comes out and we're going to work.
We have no doubt that you're gonna take it to the next level for the 23 Olympia, which will be in Florida this time.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Look, the who's who were in there. It's not like, I came in 4th. How many guys were in your class? 10. There's like 60 guys in this class.
It was like 68, right?
Yeah, 68 guys.
Yeah.
And they're all world-class competitors. It wasn't like you just beat, some guys just off the street. You beat the best of the best. So what's next for you, Charjo, as you prepare for get ready for the 2023 Olympia? What is your game plan for this coming year leading up into that time?
Well, like I said, we definitely in growing season. We've had enough time off. We were dealing with some family issues. We had a death in our family. But we're doing good. Take care of my family and my wife and make sure we're good to go. And we're in build season, and we're going to build until it's time, until we pick that show this summer. We'll come out and see what happens.
Great.
Well, yeah. You are our first repeat customer here, first repeat guest, not customer, guest. And we were really, really proud of you because, you're such a kind person. You represent the sport well, you represent our country well, and your service well. And, as I have been texting with you. I think, there's maybe some opportunities for you to help our military in their physical fitness standards and levels, because you are a world-class athlete. There are some tips and some information that I think you can share with our military personnel that could also help our force. So we really, really appreciate all you do. Good luck with the upcoming baby. We'll be seeing you here in the Virginia area. Frank, anything else to say?
Just enjoy the moment. Like I said, it's an incredible journey, and to coming forth is just it's amazing. And your willpower, your strength, and the ability to kind of block things out and just move forward. A lot of people can't do that, and and we look forward to seeing big things from you in 23. Let people know your Instagram social, so they can follow your contest journey this year.
Absolutely. My Instagram is I am Charjo. That's IAMCHARJO. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on again. It's always a pleasure to, chop it up with you guys. You guys are my friends, so I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm definitely going to enjoy it. And it's just fuel to the fire to get more. We got to get better.
And the next time we talk to you, we'll be saying Lieutenant Colonel Charjo Grant. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the orders to come down now, but it's in the works. It is happening.
Yeah, well, that's again phenomenal. Congratulations on all your success and continued success. And we'll be in touch again soon, because I'm sure you'll be on our show again. So we appreciate you. Best to your family for 2023, and have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, Charjo.
Thank you.
Care. Bye now.